This is the story of history's first ever immigrants. When life was so chill, immigration wasn't even a word. Actually, on second thoughts, there weren't many words back then anyway. Origin of humans, us kind of humans, the Homo sapiens, as a species can be traced to Africa, almost 1 to 2 million years ago. At that time, there were no countries, so I'm guessing they were simple people with simple needs in life. But our story starts a bit further down from there. How was the Indian subcontinent peopled? How did humans start living here? That's the question we will discuss today. Although there is very little evidence and the story is incomplete, I will discuss what is known. I find that this is the most important because we often find people in power making irresponsible claims and causing unnecessary unrest. Now, I do not wish to debate the correctness of these claims. I only wish to bring forward real scientific evidence and leave it up to you to decide. For clarity's sake, I will omit some details, but please feel free to comment and discuss your opinions. The citations are listed in the description. I would recommend you to listen to the story without any preconceptions and form your opinions only after you hear the whole thing. So who are Indians and where did we come from? This kind of question needs experts from various fields to come together. This study is a collective effort of population geneticists, archaeologists, archaeobotanists and anthropologists, a kind of pluralistic research. I will break the question into parts, but before we go into each part, we must ask, how does DNA play a role in telling us anything about our ancestry? See, DNA is like a code that holds the information of who you are and also where you come from. Imagine DNA like a string of letters from the alphabet. Humans have 3 billion such letters coding all kinds of things like hair color, eye color, height, basically everything that makes you, you. There are some differences and some similarities between DNA of different organisms. For example, humans and chimpanzees have around 99% similarity in their DNA, whereas two humans will have 99.9% similarity in their DNA. Scientists use this information of similarity and differences to group individuals into populations, according to how recently they shared an ancestor. For example, if two individuals have higher similarity between them than a third individual, the first two share a common recent ancestor. Using this logic, scientists can even find out how much similarity is shared between populations if we get enough DNA samples. Interestingly, if we can get DNA from people who lived thousands of years ago, this ancient DNA could also give us information about how people moved around. For example, if one person from one population moves to another population and mates with the local population, the descendants of that population will show signals of both populations, which can be used to determine how long ago this migration happened and how many people moved. One study which I describe here used DNA analysis of 362 ancient DNA samples, which means DNA was taken from skeletons that were found at various archaeological sites. And it showed some very interesting things. Now, when talking about DNA like this, one has to be cautious because a lot of DNA, old DNA, is of very bad quality. Scientists probably understand this, politicians don't. These 92 researchers found several things. Let's go over these one by one. But before that, let's define some populations. The 3 populations that these people looked at are South Asian hunter-gatherers, which are ancestral South Indians, Iranian agriculturists, and steppe pastoralists, previously known as Aryans. Now, main conclusions of their study are, first, the mixing of Iranian agriculturists and South Asian hunter-gatherers first created the Indus Valley population. Secondly, Aryans then moved southwards around 2000 BC, meeting the Indus Valley Civilization. Thirdly, Indus Valley people moved southwards to meet South Asian hunter-gatherers to form ancestral South Indians, while Aryans mixed with ancestral North Indians. Ancestral North Indians and ancestral South Indians then subsequently mixed to form current population structure. What about the out of India theory according to DNA evidence? DNA of current Iranian populations is less similar to ancestral Indian populations, whereas some degree of Iranian DNA is found in Indian populations. This suggests that ancestral Iranian populations moved into India rather than ancient Indian populations moving into Central Asia and Eastern Europe. However, some previous work based on mitochondrial markers suggests that some Indus Valley people did move to Central Asia. That evidence has less weight than the evidence obtained in this study. All the citations are in the description of this video. Stay healthy, stay happy. You can support this channel, link in the description to buy me a coffee. It's just like Patreon, but a bit different. Click all those buttons if you liked this video, the like and the subscribe and all of that. Peace out, bye bye.